April 21st, 2016, Thursday. This is 7:05 here in Buenos Aires. And this is exactly to say, and to say enough. I have been for about 1 year dealing with a very move which is called RDMC Christians United. Taken 3,804 governmental posts in the world and in the United Nations with no permission at the threatening to the destroying and murdering all Jewish and the world with them. If any will ever dare to cross any line to destroying and putting death any Christian, blame the judges, blame the prosecutors, blame the military chiefs, blame the police chiefs, and blame the rights to F-word and kill Jewish, rape and murder, saying that God will justify, with Guillermo Lasso Brain, Osvaldo Carnival, Omar Cabrera, Carlos Anacondia, Juan Crudo, Bernardo Estemateas, César Castellanos, Satirio dos Santos, Gabriel Gomelo, Hernán Samater, Jorge Tusa, Javier Malam, Roberto Pilavi, Ernesto Nanzaré, Machado Acol, Rusat Manter, Averot Loiro, Galnir Amber, and also Fredsons. A lot in the organizations were deliberately put it as the force and under threatening if we would try to move it. Jimenez came at last, and everyone went ready to making the supposed signs provided by God, like any demon degenerado, to profaning my person with them hocus pocus, diablos de mierda, telling that everything will trespass. Nothing trespass are just witches, diablos, brujas, demonios, profaning and making a teller chat. And the way they dies. Everyone. In the whole of the times we're destroying my life and sending to murder Jewish, kidnapped Jewish, especially friends, and the whole that I will relate, telling that they has rights for, and saying that they will handle my person, saying that I will be a demon, and they will show authority with this. I came on saying, the whole that it is Christianism, which is anathema, profanation, element for Bad Maor, which it means Egypt, Babel, Sodom, and the whole abominations together. And the way for they to say that they moves power of the heaven kingdom is exactly known as Gestalt will deliver with Hitler, the Vitoat Amat Anater. Everyone were making the same since much before, which Hitler were already with Cradle, since so long before the son of a captain, perro bastardo degenerado, to be birthed, or to be birthed. Clear for this, and through the whole, happened naturally certain elemental clear fact, all through which this were, is exactly the Tiski Shkava Achel, which came on happening since long ago. Whenever you go to Yeshua, you know, you found the reality while and through the expressions, of the Benlichel Bekor Chadater that were at the announcement of certain normal radical reality, putting in evidence a certain number of moves that were pushing what it were the Kef Aberef and Fa Etzvovev, and Farishiyakha making the Parnesim Betlechem, and tells, while the head Kaifa and Atnor were renewed to touching the thing and saying Yeshua will be a demon after the complete of the destruction of the temple and the whole of the Pleri Vasvechad, someone said, I am El Kaifa at Vesuachanim, and Kaifa said, El is only El Chai. Abler reformat sechal baserim bachat cheligi sochmoat lebesasim. In bleki vorefes pachat chelika chat chalamas vasiyash vasechal. And in the middle of the reality appeared this one which had name of Ma'a at Adot, which were nothing Jewish and nothing known. And the real this one's name were exactly the Blechigis Vosinim, from the source that you can read after where Aplekim Bohavesvach Masechim at the ruins in Admashev in Skoat Mangram documented about anthropologists, about geologists, and the whole of the studiers of what it would be the Bible, until we're allowed, and now I say no one dare to approach, and whoever to be a professional with the reality of International Criminal Court and International Court of Justice, and no one trespass, no lie, if permission for it. And whoever threats and makes any class about the generation and let me do because if I'm gonna is war, action toward against Jewish population in the world and against Israel and against my person. And I am not a demon. And Christianism is demons, except for victims. And ever after, and always were. Now the reality expresses that Lech Marafi Sachte Shwat Sibot, Gelpu or Rebe Fermont Spaplekim Voram Spachmas Sechaman, and Blevesvat der Revis Vashecha, a Blevesvat Mats Inishnemesh Mati. Kap above Redbaf Povat and Befesvoktov and called Bleki Rovasman and Shnamasmat me. Gabo Bleki Rovafachmans Baru Buwut et Solash Tiko Shekove. And Bleki Morabe Fechman Sechalakim Bo Reptivi Shek Devetcher Betshua Betshumot and Ba Ankel Ropat Beribi Misik Shkevetshema. Be'alaktika reformat sechalivia blevesos evesvot levis shefem. Gebor reform faranterat chinim botshot shotan sikot lok chapero atevot shena shemat miim. Emblekim bore fachmat serish kvitla fachala kamalam. And the clear fact of the facts and bleve chubat levis mose shemedem. In Boblegi Vochre Fechat Chalachamavan, in Sabableve Fogre Shpitika, and Spopleka, Vefenu Befetlek, Api Ishbeti, Telko Tukorov Famas Bableim Bibi Shtabtakar Adaram Svanamas Nasheste, Inkaplek Indekem Imbiil Daich Edacha at Anakava Kululal, de Rofech Matsechargidisos Levesoshasir. So expresses that it were the currencies of the stranger foreign to the reality, like permanently were expressing this class of a tactica female, to saying that had rights, forgive me this, to taking conditions of powers and royals and whatever they determined, like Jezebel tongue, which is exactly evangelistas styling Pren Carnival Cabrera na Coña Crudo, Freikson. In the times of Annat Inimitide, Gelfem, making the same that this were doing, and playing that they will be the ones put it back at. Now, Verbleves Fakte Koloashkivin Red Chababla Fatpas Vesechma Haligiris Oshevisba, Gelchalachmin, Retmin, today are Kirchner's Peronismo, UNASUR, and playing that they has rights to be royal, that anybody can be a king, about to destroy me and everybody and the whole of the land, the whole, but a brief list with the letter glass pot on formal expecting a piece of my body, saying that them chanatestes gestalt mant a pacar will make them be, with evangelicals. Now, the reality here trespasses all us fences, and fences with no respect. Normally, evangelistas were permanently doing this and are feral. Feral sickness, blaming the authorities and destroying and suppressing whatever to be found a way for the reality that they determined that will be Christ because of they said moves the power of the heaven, and the powers of the heaven never were remitted at nothing at all except for that they said they succeeded everything they done, especially against me. Now, while this Devratika Reveformatsechlam Torah expresses Atstesh Kevatika Reveformatsechalikimi Remive Smot Levesem. Bable Farmasem Amblebam. Ambleve Smot Lidin. Rofet Lasmat Lehi before the Assassin. When Thurs to reproducing everything I'm doing, even with the sorry, you are gonna see this after. Seems like an also. You're gonna see what I'm telling you. They can another worldwide as well. They're supposed to conspire against the man. Oh, sorry. Sodoma Gomorra, evangelistas, Sodoma Gomorra. Spotleke refach matzechali biablako veshvatlachal chmatlenim. In kapleko rofach hebleves vasechal chalagamara vefechal chalagleves vasim. In spotleki mara vefechal chalagivis motleves masava. In blovach pira vespachish patachlach maans the plivise. And every time as this were happening, as the runes shows, were destroying and devastating and murdering peoples of my nation for the saying that it were them and taking places, where Hitler made them the Gestalt in base of destroying our people and making what they've done. Now this Tierra Degenerada have done what they says, taking the world and government of the world in base of what they've been destroying my person and much other. Gestalt Argentina, Sodoma y Gomorra, Kirchners, Peronistas, Evangelistas, Preincrudo Carníbal Cabrera Anacondia, Sodoma, Perros de Guardia, Ejército Argentino, Armada Argentina, Fuerzas Armadas Argentinas, and telling that has rights. Now everything is a war action, always happened and always were doing. Whatever they've been doing against my person were a war action at the last humanity about this called Bilori Ta'achtamasi. But Sodoma and Gomorrah permanently made them. And the whole normal creedal, like all as history of us, are happening. At the clear fact of saying that they has rights to take it to be, but the ones that are. So in the middle of this reality, perros degenerados evangelistas, with the pardon of few threatened, and with a very serious problem that I have been fighting for the trying to take off, were exactly at the pleki and permanently murdered. But is lacra abominable. Now, at the clear fact of the soul, this is exactly the kleki bohrev pagat behivik mogat tesvash dosvat en romachtiki, tamaglen. Permanently harassing whatever El Chai, Almighty, glorious, holy, perfect, and supreme God. To elactico taveshmarim about its people until the last period. About Yeshua, plek birve formatse chalchim, and there came the ACTUALITY for Secretsn. Pilatos were the pleki for Secretsn, known to losing the powers and to remain the empire because of where a very formidable reality and imbaplech masim that could them hiding and not making the plech song like this with me. Could not hide, so needs to make gestalt. Then were Abamer at the hot and Kripivia, and also Pilatos with Betiaro. Betlacam of Revespasim, which were not Italy, were Rome, and Rome were associated in the whole of the like any criminal, like the star. Associated on the whole of the crime and that generates an abomination and masonry all over the world for making what they says they will domain and they will control, no better to make nothing gross no land because of they will not allow like this video with even. So perros evangelistas are exactly this. Are victims, yes. The most now today are this. Now, Feplo karreve fospiatica, chalchni chalfemor, in rovefachta chalchini plebespotlivi for revesave, and made in the current of the kiwi revef formantivis patesh, but the kimo revef for reveplevis fosplivis mantlevis pasim. Where Catholics takes conditions of a plechribach dinima sevemav, ishvod leve for ficham, the primes evers, das go blaber odam, where exactly Gledesim or Renesim, and the first is around what Catholicism, will ever just deliver for this to exist, were Ba'elat Ba'anata, which after were called Templars. Templars used to make the order of Ad Nivi Ad Madera, and Templars were for the fighting the realities of the ones to defension killing, which were running through the states because of Anom and Ver and Pilatos sent to murder them with Na'avan. And Na'avan were the one that said, I am the Kaifa El, there to saying himself, like divine God precedent for the authority supreme and superior above everyone and everybody to determine who dies and who lives. Like this, the generados abominables. And El Kapir Abtispo, El Kush Kabari Erchai. Made in the plegi before Rebespoch Hishpot Pledech Matzim. So Kaifa had the plegi Rebespoch Masech Lishma and Baspasim, and running through the Gleri Fehu Baspechta Chamaplevim. Get murdered by this one over Plevis Vachtish Vasimasem. And this founded the supposed Pareshiakha name for the making murder of Meshiakha Tza'atshe Amivive. The whole that understood who Yeshua were and sent to be done and fight against this cast of the generados and evangelazo de generado over those seasons. So in the middle of the soul, Jews were permanently pursued for expectations to embrace and were permanently persecuted for murder and genocide about this casta de degenerados, like today we see Evangelistas Unidos with Sodom and Gomorrah and the whole sickness all over the world, which is exactly this. Now for the true Atzibat Begimo Havesechnim Safad, Shkeblachmat came the Plevi for Havesasim and founded for the control of the cry of the lamentation of the whole identified mothers, the Bentliki Robas Pizzavish Badach Machal Halegimi Vochat Himis Savish Patsinimis Badleve. Santis Matis Andiva Dre Omposva. In a mix. So Plegi Baravefach Machal Chava Plegi Vishpochalach Matzin, the first ever site of the empire, making a very intelligent move for the reality of no woman to no ever killing, to no give no example except for what they will control. To no son, to no daughter, and to nothing to define but a move of mother in the shape of the cry of the trend to koetsibate kimo revispasim spopleki refati moheti, pray for us, sopleki revefahim plovesi rati chaetu manseposh matlevi pachemi vatlevesi. And what are the servant and daughter of Al-Jai? Not a Kadesh. Fopleki mohreve fechat cheli, mohreve fechua plevesostim, kelki mohreve fechua tleki vechubat leshvatzer. Antleki mohreve fechat chalaki mir dechmat. Mexeki mohreve fachliki misim with crivilio and mativato, and also cresciano, and 3 more. And starts to bring the order with 1, which were called Vanero, Andriato, and Timavio. And there put it a leader that could handle the regesh, understanding how to do, that were the one that founded these currents of evangelical Christians. And the supposed Roman church that permanently, the one that were also Jewish, and were not Jewish, styling Jewish will be. No, Timon, were simply one that were fighting at the reality of this and putting orders at the house for the whole of the disasters, putting at the ingleki of with this cast of the generates to try to avoiding worse disasters, called Shauluan et Mosidat et Tarsi. Saulo de Tarso. Pablo, el profeta del amor. Tienen tanto amor como sus gónadas en toda la condición estofésica para conseguir una moneda. Y matando todo lo que encuentran al paso en el nombre de la realidad del JHA'I. Fopleke morrefejua pleves bachatchanim, inshkopleti barrefejal aratiki bachavesosim. And started to foundate it for the murdering and gestalt them, taking conditions for we move the power of the heavens kingdom. We are the ones that command here. And is sick the generado, learning a technique of pyramid, Pavlames Masechnim, submitting at the authority of the first and the first ever keeping life, the rest prostituting and making disastrous crimes, murdering, destroying, robbing, and we are holy and God is with us because if we move the power, which is exactly the foundations of the Roman Va'enuve, which ain't nothing to do with Mashiach, that Pablo, Paul, Jewish, said, do not cut them there. And don't you put yourself, because if we are the ones saying we know what we're doing. And the reality is that we're collecting victims of Thurs and stand until today and saying no more. Now, this cast of the generados, for the number I said, taking positions all over the state, saying that they will ever just domain and control, making the trials and the trials against humanity for the Christians, murder. And we were working with justice and evidences like this, the generados today still, brains, carnivals, cabreras, anacondias, crudos, Jimenez, Estemateas, Castellanos, Dos Santos, and Bestandit Campadi, they're to saying that I have done nothing but being a homosexual and a degenerate criminal, and I will confess with this, that I will be a sickness, that I will be a witch, a dekivar mernim teller, because of they will move the power of the kingdom of heaven, and they will show authority with what they do to me. Saying that brains deserves the whole of the money of mine. I mean reimbursement for less humanity of this disgusting land and Dunasur, against my person doing permanently and still today, and also against my generation, mean Jewish friends, justice and states bodies, and the whole of the institutions, the decent, real institutions of the world that they try to corrupt and destroy every day. they moved the power of the kingdom of heaven. While the precedence of this is exactly explained all through as history we have, that they, the liars, saying that God answers because of they still will move it. Profan again degenerados at the order of Adnar at Or, which is Babel. And it's what Babylonia have done as well. Now, the reality, Foglekim or Refechal Vesperedichas Maktiam, Ferrobatlika Vachevespubable Vesashvat Dechlachim, kidnapped 9 million Jews in the world, saying to everyone all over, give me the whole money that were stolen to Guillermo Brain. And telling that Wall Street is evidence of someone called at the way that I'm not going to say here now, for the institutions of JHA'I, being the person I am. In his kingdom and forever, and not this lacra degenerada, telling that they will put whoever to be in base of profanations, degenerations, they will move the power of the kingdom of heaven. Like any bruja reventada, degenerada, genocida, criminal, and any Nazi, which they are, and Sodoma, which exactly is what they are. At the order and the clear fact of the pleki bogref matzech matlech vachalkimir, bleka mogref foch pishpa tseba aplavim. And making the plegi magren vachalkinim. For the strategizing that this will be justice, making up still in the whole of the state of Latin America and UNASUR, saying that they will discover and shown that I will be the beast, I will be a demon, I will be a teller, I will be a fraud, I will be a liar, I will chunkize myself, I will be a drug addict, I will be a liar, I will be a felonier, I will be a criminal, I will be a murderer, I will be a demon, I will be the beast, I will be the false prophet, and I will be the whole of the emporium of the whatever argument for our Abdipasim and making up any class of a supposed institutional, governmental, elemental in the whole of the world with this casta de degenerados y criminales, perras prostitutas infernales de Sodoma. At the order for the Jewish side to still commit over murder, whatever the Jewish, to be found and taking the land of Israel, said, strategy of the Lord. Saying that everything that I said, I done with the profanation of this last months over this perro de general playing that we are going to chat, we are going to make it the right chat and showing that wherever the mistake, we're going to see it as well. You can't otherwise, otherwise we're going to do the work to you. Evangelistas, evangelazos de mierda, unidos, argentinos, UNASUR, and world. Telling that they will discover while making the Gestal smart shield, perra infernal, for the profaning me to saying that everything they will prove over witchcraft, which they are, an altar, masturbation, rape, murder, sacrificial, Sodom and Gomorrah. And the generations over whatever the age gender, because if they were not with the Christianism, they didn't bend it on. El Cristo, El ain't not El Lucifer. And Mashiach ain't nothing like you saying, you know. Delivering that and recognizing God himself were speaking about me and speaking to me, and saying that I will be schizophrenic with the whole of the Jewish for that reason, and also I will be cheated because of God will be with them, supporting to be killed and destroyed Jewish and the whole people in the world, and also destroying me this way. That it might be will be trespassed, and they will be the pudding ones that would provide the whole of the things of the kingdom of heaven themselves, because of they will move the power of the kingdom of heaven in the name of Babylonia, Jesus, Jehovah. Babilonia. Degeneración de la abominación ad Ashet, which everyone has, except the victims. And in the middle of this reality is kept on the Leibraktik, Abbas, the Leibraktik Kashvov, and make it delusional, delivering sickness that everything will happen, and why then? They kidnapped you, they put in jail, they tried. Oh my God! We're all demons. We're all cheating you and pushing you for you to do the erratic shit apatinim that your conscience to making. Ladroncita Salibaba and the 144 million brothels Gran ramera, no sos llamado para ninguna última hora, no sos el obrero de la última hora, no sos el ejercicio de la guerra del Dios Altísimo, sos una rata enferma multitudinaria, llena de enfermedad, de fiebre y de muerte, y ninguna otra cosa serás. En at the reality of this imploge berrefach technisch bachtachal, impopleki borrefach fachniti, shefachniti, aplevsohavit paspera, sotlavashmati. And kept on making the same, and saying Wall Street were the element for the process about supposed $78,000 that Guillermo Horacio Brain and Norma Napoli, Jorge García, Aníbal Vasari, Sergio Vanegas, ¿cómo se llama la rata sodomita de prefectura? I'm sorry, Quiros. And everyone in that brothel of the generados self-stolen and started to making the gestalt to robbing to people, blaming anyone since before I could say a word that supposedly were less, and I said the exact term, so started to making the course saying that I were the one that stolen for whatever the number to kidnap, robbing, and make disasters all through 19 years and never stopped. And how will this be possible? Because of the realities I have been not, but for extortions, while at time, and kept on saying yesterday and the day before, that I will abandon the position of the heaven, that they will be able and conditions to taking, because of we know, like any diablo de mierda, bruja infernal, profana, pagana, delighting that this will ever happen, because if I just went off from a position over this perros degenerados taking positions in the world, saying that if I will be of God, I will never have no problem in front of the militares argentinos and any number of degenerados with the phallus in the hand for the raping, to presenting myself and everyone to get dead at the time. Once the disaster will ever happens all over the world and destroying my people. So sectabim son Lucifer. To yourself the plague in tell to that rocks and blechmasim to that lady be coming to the breed. You're gonna eat and you're gonna fulfill your need. Come on, chump. Angels is frightened that will send out you, and with the blechmasim are Lucifer. And Blechama Plefi Chaves Pachlachim Thurs to calling me liar. In sopleki bograve fechoma pleka plechi vispam shvadach machal. And saying that pleki bograve sin, that they will prove that I will be nothing of God, because of I also will get angry and nothing to commit, like the times that the wind will ever deliver me over the Thectic Abrahim, and I just had to crossing a river, the Riachuelo, and also the lake. And if I will get that, God will never resurrect me, but they will never have the position, because if I will be nothing of God. But I will delight in being schizophrenic with that. Off of that, and nothing will be accepted, and nothing will be of God, and they will now either be redeemed, and I will be cleaned, and I will have something or miracles because if I will obey. But I will be schizophrenics, and that will never happen. With Gestalt Argentina, Sodoma y Gomorra, and them Kirchners. Perros degenerados criminales, con todos los evangelistas argentinos y una sur, con el perdón de demás. In the middle of this reality, having the pleki bogreve fechuma plevis vatech pachas shevam, ampleki bogreves pachlachimit vasesh vasim. So suddenly, all through this time, they stolen themselves and started making whatever the element for strategizing inside Tribunales Argentina, the whole in. Congreso Argentina, the whole in. Gobierno de la Ciudad de Buenos Aires, City Hall, whole in. Gobierno de la República Argentina, Holin. Policía Federal Argentina, Prefectura Naval Argentina, Policía Metropolitana, Holin. For the starting to make the pleki bogreves bachlam inside Blechmasim and taking Gendarmería Nacional. Saying that they will take the state and they will go with the fighting of the powers of the kingdom of heaven in the name of Babilonia, Jesus. That they will make the pleki bogreves fechalchelim like any bruja de mierda. that once nothing happens and turns to saying that it's not the spirit of the God, and says that God will repel because of they will have everything, profaning, and saying that that will be endorsed by God himself. Like any bruja pasar akur, which are Egypto. In the plevog matzechalivika rarefechuat levesbachat hanim, while keeps on reproducing this, I'm saying, for they having a business with them at first, we have rights to and kill and keeping them sane on the actions of war, boundless humanity, everyone. And all with capital sentence, and no one will be dismissing this, and no one will run. No one ever will run. I'm going to put them all exterminated ever after, and this is over. Now the reality, Fogram pleki magrebe fahim, in spot levi fogram sechtach chashara, ben pleki magrebe fechman siban, se pleki magrebe fahim, spot echmach al chamadam, in spot levi fogram fachti, rebe fachlegi, vishumach tachal, vaspat levi sospi. As pleki magrebe fechua, plevespadan chedashkil chamat, anseva. The reality is simplicity. And were for about 884,208,909 until 2020 DTIMC Blefer, which they turn to Bleki projecting. But the problem is that they reached 1,804,204,804 victims between families complete, enterprisers, managements, and owners for corporations and enormous great patrimonies over great foundations for economy and keeping the good job and the good living to families in the whole of the world until past year for the less humanity making, delivering that they will be my accomplices and they've stolen $78,000 each to Guillermo Raspebrain. That will be the money that I will steal, delivering now that also here the rest of the Jewish will have each the amount of this money. My brother-in-law, Eduardo Rosenberg, and also one person called Shem Doniero in Israel royalty, telling that that one, the last one, Shem Doniero, put up the money to working since we're stolen in Wall Street for the amount of taking money over running in the Dow for stocks buying and selling until having a very enormous money that is the money of the reimbursement for less humanity. This goddamn share of a land were putting in orders and trying to destroy me for that. We done first and we shown that he's always say, give us the money back. Even with them, perros degenerados, evangelistas, telling that they will strategize against the devil and the enemy. And saying that that one will ever have the whole of the money for building Israel up, with the whole of that money that will be a lie that I will be reimbursed. Because of ain't no crime that I will do in the Argentina, never put up no money in the liaison office, International Criminal Court, for the reason of less humanity against my person, which still provides and keeps on making and strategizing for proceeding about the Jewish side and destroying everyone and saying that they will do to me. For the opportunism of taking lives of peoples reelected, for the murder, for the rob, and for the degenerations of the purpose of a bunch called Sodom y Gomorra Argentina, UNASUR, and associated with Evangelistas Unidos all together, about the reality to making formulations of the generations and my idea and my person will be me, but them. Even. And of the reality and the reason to taking the land of Israel because of also they will do and prove by them sorcery and brujos de mierda y criminales de cuarta Kirchners and class of them and macris all over that the reality will be presently proved that they, prince, all will done everything I done and will be me. So the corporations, the science, technologies, health, the whole of the money, the investment, land, and everything in the whole of Israel and Lebron and all of God will belong to them. And they will have rights to take in bomb murder and genocide making. With Ejército Argentino, Armada Argentina, Policía Federal Argentina, Prefectura Naval Argentina, Gendarmería Nacional Argentina, Policía de Seguridad Aeroportuaria, Policía Metropolitana, Policía Bonaerense, Policías Provinciales Argentina, Tribunales Argentina, Borda, Alvear, Piñeiro, and the whole communities of perros degenerados de esta maldita tierra, with them UNASUR and them associated. And it's exactly what are doing, and it's exactly what happens. In the middle of this reality, everything for words, and everyone for words about making nothing but this. And keeps on attacking and sending shkita, stolen, crafted, to making the separate strategies in base of saying that profaning me and making a witch that generation they will see, and they will do, and they will proceed, and no one says no shit. And whenever I do, I put them dead. Like now. And that's over. The fever of this land is called Adat Anatov. And bloody Pharmacine. And no one stops until everyone goes to hell. Victims is at the 16% of the whole of the populations in this land, and at the 32% in the whole of the Latin America. The rest are all this. And for words about the trend to murder and destroying International Court of Justice, International Criminal Court, a liaison office in the states of the world, delivering that they will be at the order of the Christ. Gestalt Sodom and Gomorrah, moving the powers of the kingdom of heaven for the taking the world and everybody to attach or they will kill everybody. Saying that they got to putting the Christ in the kingdom for the world. And destroying my life and having my life on the side for the whole of the whatever sides. Nothing to exceed, nothing to proceed, and nothing to have, and nothing to reach. For it to not run, and they to make this. Gestal lacra de mierda Sodom y Gomorra evangelista. And it's what they are. Now at the reality of this, tierra enferma y degenerada, no one stops until everyone dies. And this is exactly that today's happening. 821,604,000 persons were kidnapped all over the world and pretended to take in Israel and said that kidnapped the complete Elron. That they will put them king, and they will put them royalties, and they will put them orders for the JHA'I. That they has right said to taking the land of Israel and murdering the whole of the population because of no one been dead, and saying that they resist the authority, and this will be the order of God himself. Lacra de Sodoma y Gomorra, deflectivas diablas, codiciando la vida y el dinero y la existencia ajena, delirando de que son ellos y no quienes somos. Sodoma y Gomorra, evangelistas of Guillermo Horacio Preno, Osvaldo Carnívalo, Mar Cabrera, Carlos Anacondia, Juan Crudo, Bernardo Estemateas, Pastor Jiménez, Ejército de Salvación Argentina, Iglesia Universal, All Together, Las Dañes, Secretsn and Associated, Castellanos, Dos Santos, Bestandit, Antiros, Navalio, Marasso, Balieto, Horsel, Taranur, Horman, Kalskiva, Daraskel, Rimbia, Himansman, Davalon, and no one of my people, and names that we don't have in no flesh except for I have the bud with the flesh, and I'm coming to my Janitors. They are going to put me like it. I'm going to be a star in heaven. I'm going to be supreme and superior. I'm going to be a Kaddish. I'm going to be a... Oh my God. Hitler had a dream. This said that fulfilled and completed. And Hitler with a shit, and these are shittest than ever, and any other. 3 million persons already were murdered. 3 are not taken back. No possible. And keeps on coming to destroying people. Where? They said, we got to launch them all. And after to the beast, watching to me. Foplekim ogrebefecha chedit lavismos eshvachim. Gelficha vatzochesh vasbaser. In pleki mogen we vechoa pleki mogen we vechmocha kidisos matleven. Spapedi foreveseshe. It kalachat ansematim. Le imbo pleki mogen we vechal chalevis bota chomad levis amfochameti zemalim. I have been in the need for this gestal perras Sodom y Gomorra Cristianetas. saying that we'll take the world and we'll kill everybody and everything if I wouldn't come and let them just research about profaning me and showing what will this happen and what will this be about they the judge, what will be the right justice of the Lord about the mercy of the souls that they says, oh, are Jewish, they don't happen anything because of they don't want the Christ. Perros degenerados abominados, telling that had rights to destroying my life for them, emporio de prostitutas y degenerados y criminales, which is what they sustains and makes business with, in base of destroying my life and everybody else's. Cristianos criminales degenerados, abominados, enfiebrados de Sodoma y Lucifer, que es lo que son. And sending to massively rape complete families, no matter kids, mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers, and it's not a lie. About any perro de cuarta, blow-chopped by them, saying strategy of the Lord, the other chick. And provided for the strength to destroy him, to taking everything, to do everything. Delirantes perras infernales, at the order for destroying and genocide, Jewish and any one of my friends, even non-Jewish. To saying, nos robó la plata de Brain y todo lo que tiene está robando nosotros nos vamos a permitir, y es un delirante brujo y adivina, y todo lo que dice lo dice por adivinación, cualquier bruja de mierda, and they making, teller chap, thirst to delivering that they will be, whoever the prestige, money, power, and glory. To rip out in a name of Ablefim, using whatever the hocus pocus and learning how the techniques for the making the job. And it's what this all are. https www kalvel kalmal idiam idivim idisiv idikel dishmor dishmer diskal bekar revi bachem plevisosim spetplika revis forma plevisponin kan tlat kshotua revis plavis vasimi revis vaser Keshlua kelchamal replavi como revis fechua plevisisik motleki mo revis varevis spot levis betlaki remasim betli kam revisim betlisis pinklatico redesmat levisim .int https www.pdimt plafel plekem bleramasim gestalt field of aplevormefechlachmitzim delicious of Argentina Sodoma Gomorra Babilonia Egipto Fimplo revefachnim unasur paplemim gestalt gobierno de Lucifer. Evangelista, kirchnerista, peronista, unasurista, mesonista. Middle, klipagran vachamasid, liboplekim machavesich, sefishpot lechmatzim sis, matlikim middle klerom vaplesi kopla .nt https www.kopla in koplechim maplechmatzim bapleki vorave fespatler Rala di lishmata ki mohavet pua plevesop levi mohavet sesive shkablebin ravet foch machal vach machalam middle sis middle ingreding rabam bismol 92.int f6 the whole last tools works perfect still with a Blanchanim Norton or McAfee Spopleki mohavet fechtach al chivish potach man ravet tashvitav rubabech bohavesi rovechalach machalim anpesov Shkablebika, Vorafecha, Bechmachal, Chemipavem, Imblavespachat, Helishpatecha, Halgimitim. And this tierra de degenerados starts to keep on promoting that they will make trials to me and to Israel and to the whole of the world, that we will attempt against Latin America, and ain't nothing to be an authority put it, but what they will say and determine it to exist and to be because of they will be the officials of God, and of them will be found nothing, and if anybody tries to move it, we're gonna kill, because of the Christ cannot be trespassed, and you cannot kill the authorities, and neither, no, you cannot kill people, get killed. But we are all Jews. Nothing to accept of the Christ or rape, murder, destroy, and dispossess is okay. In an invention of the delirante perra de Sodoma y Gomorra, querida autoridad de Dios, con un poco de profanación y hechicería de cuarta, telling Christianism